Hey, peace. One of the things when we talk about self-love, these are one of the discussions or one of the focuses that is very key because how we love ourselves spills over into every aspect of our lives. And our life actually mirrors really how we really view ourselves and also how we view our interaction with others in life. And so when the core of us is not really at a place where we can really value and be in a total full appreciation of ourselves, that's really going to show in our everyday life. And when we're talking about having that full appreciation of yourself, that translates over into how we lead ourselves. And so loving ourselves is also measured in how we lead ourselves, or we call it self-leadership. And so when you're trying to lead yourself, you're really looking at how you serve others, how you serve yourself, and then also how you sell yourself and how you help sell others. So if you want to look at yourself, or you want to look at other people and see how they're loving themselves, one of the things you can do is really look at how look at the area of self-leadership. And how you do that is, just like I mentioned, you ask a simple question: how am I selling myself? And so that's selling yourself to what you're projecting in life. What are you exuding? What are you bringing across to people? What's the messaging that you give across about you? And we're all diverse people, so everything about you should represent you. All right, if it's not representing you, that means you have a contradiction. Okay, but then also another part is, how are you selling to others? So how do you promote other people? How do you validate people? How do you genuinely seek the interests of other people's peace or other people's empowerment? How do you aid somebody's elevation in life? Okay, and then also once you begin to explore those questions, you can shift over in terms of how you serve. How are you serving your own self-interest? And there's nothing wrong with serving your own self-interest because we all have individual needs. So we have, physiological needs, we have emotional needs, we have sexual needs, we have financial needs, certain other different domestic responsibilities that we have. So there's different needs that moves us and drives us that has to be met. So how you serve your own self-interest is actually another mirror to show you really how you self-leading yourself and how you loving yourself. So a lot of times if those things are fragmented in terms of how you take some of the basic needs that you want, it's definitely going to show in your life. But once you have those things leveled off and mastered, you look at the other question and you begin to explore, how do I serve other people? And see, one thing in life is that we're social beings, and you cannot rise or you cannot be advancing in life or progressive if you're not helping serve other people. It don't mean that you have to forfeit your purpose or your mission or your goals or who you are as a person. But there should be a component about ourselves that gets outside of ourselves and reach other people or help aid situations or things that's going to help bring beauty in life and bring beauty to people. It's really sad. A lot of times, we really don't think about that. But see, if you got those things right there, it keeps you in balance. It keeps you in check. It self-checks us. So always look at yourself like, well, how am I serving my own interests? And then how am I serving others? You think about that. Those two questions right there is going to challenge yourself in terms of how you're loving yourself and how you are moving forward in your life and your self-leadership. Okay? And then you look at the sell. Again, how am I selling myself and how am I selling others? All that stuff is about self-leadership. So ask yourself the last question. What is the course that I'm on? Based upon those questions I gave you, where is your life going? And honestly look at those things. Just something to think about. It'd be easy.